All right, guys, we're back. Now, Mike has initiated a conversation with his wife, Sarah, about their car problem. They need 2 cars, but they don't have enough money to buy a new one. So he's asked 3 different, he's opened up the conversation 3 different ways, using problem, situation, and issue. She's responded to his opening remark or question, and now he's going to respond again. So you've got the opening, a response, and then another response, okay? So his first response, she says, we could always buy a used car. That's a good choice. But he says this. He says, rather than buying a used car, we could lease a new one. Lease a new one. Rather than, or he could also say instead of. Rather than or instead of buying a used car, we could lease a new one. So she pitches the idea of a used car, and he goes, you know what? Rather than that, or instead of that, why don't we lease a new one? Okay? So here, she says one option, choice, or possibility would be to buy a used car. Okay? He says this is another way you could respond. As an alternative. Remember, we learned the word alternative. As an alternative, which means another option, right? As an alternative, we could lease a new one. As an alternative. Or you could even say alternatively. Alternatively. That's the word alternative with an ly at the end. Alternatively, we could lease a new one. Or here, she says, perhaps or maybe we should consider buying a used car. Perhaps or maybe. He says, another option or choice would be to lease a new one. So those are 3 different ways that you can say the same thing, basically. Again, we learned vocabulary talking about making decisions, and I'm helping you guys, teaching you, different ways you can use these words in conversation. So now those are good. It's back and forth. I want you guys to write these sentences down. Make sure you check them with the spelling. Pause the video, write them down, and then use them and practice them in sentences, okay? We're going to go one step further and talk about what happens if there is no option, all right? So hold on, I'm going to erase the board and we're going to write something new. I'll be right back.